Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about a quick history some of you guys don't know. You guys have watched Lawrence of Arabia. If you haven't watched it, it's one of the greatest movies ever made, starring Stanley O'Toole. May he still rest in peace. All right, do you know that during the Ottoman times, the guy that played Lawrence Arabia was actually he was actually a real person. He was a British man, Edward Lawrence. He was a British liaison officer in a town called Hejaz in the Middle East, right? He came there in 1916. So his role is to galvanize Arabs against the Ottomans. He successfully convinced them through their leader, Sharif Hussein, through the Sharif, convinced Sharif Hussein that they can do better as one united Arab against the Ottoman. Why did he want to do that? The reason why he wanted to do that is because of the fact that the Ottomans sided with the Germans during the First World War. Ottoman Empire have, even for hundreds of years, have been seen as a weak empire. That the only thing that is holding the empire strong throughout history was the religion, was the Muslim religion. So in terms of being a strong empire like the British, like the French Empire during those times, it's not, there's no match, or the Roman Empire at that time. So in 1916, Ottoman Empire is already weak. Then them siding with the Germans made it even worse. So British man Edward Lawrence, which Lawrence of Arabia was based off, decided, okay, I'm gonna go and let these Arabs know that they can form a united Arab nation, but for them to do that, they have to fight the Ottoman, and which they did. So Sharif Hussein was convinced. They mobilized the Arabs and they fought against the Ottomans. That's led to the Ottomans' defeat and them losing the First World War in 1918. Then when that happens, get what the British did. The British and French came in and F over the Arabs. You know, the united Arab country the British promised Sharif Hussein never happened. It never happened. Like, you know, go and fight this war, you're gonna have one united Arab country. No, when the British know that they can't do it alone, they can't fight the Ottoman alone, they are weak, they are fighting the First World War and all that, so they use the Arabs to defeat the Ottomans. Then when the Ottomans were defeated, the French and the British then partitioned the Middle East as you see today. Some part of Middle East went to British, some part went to Syria, went to French. So now I think Syria went to French, Iraq went to the Britain, same and so on. Israel, or Palestine as we know it then, went to Israel. So Sharif Hussein mobilized the Arabs to defeat the Ottoman Empire. Then in return, French and then British dismantled Sharif and the Arabs. Never gave them never gave them that nationalism they are fighting for. They, you know, chopped Arab country as we know it today in pieces that it is today. So what is the lesson? The lesson is that sometimes your enemy will use your friend, or who you think is your enemy, against you, and then in return they will come to you directly when they know you're weak and finish you off. That's exactly what happened. I hope I phrased it the right way. So that's a little lesson you got to learn today. Lawrence Arabia, I think I misquoted in the beginning of the video. It is called Lawrence of Arabia, starring Stanley O'Toole. May he still rest in peace. That's a fun history. I didn't go in full details about the story. If you want to know more about the story, you can go online and see it in full details. But it is based on real story and they actually happened. The guy's name is Thomas Edward Lawrence. He's a British liaison officer, most likely a spy, liaison officer. So he was he's stationed in Hejaz. So there where he plotted for the Arabs to fight the Ottomans, simply because Ottomans sided with the Germans. So in the end, that's when Ottoman Empire, if you go do your research, Ottoman Empire lasted for, I think, for a couple of 600 or more years, and it ended officially in 1918, right? So that 1918 is the year that First World War ended as well. Germany lost a lot of land, a lot of territories. They lost Namibia and some parts of Europe, and then today's Turkey, because Ottoman Empire gave birth to Turkey, the country of Turkey as you know today. They lost a lot of Ottoman Empire lost a lot. They lost entire North Africa, Mediterranean, and deep inside the Middle East, courtesy of this man, Thomas Edward Lawrence, the British liaison officer. And then what British did in the end, as I said, they pieces the whole Middle East, draw maps. That they did something in Africa anyway, So most of the problem you see going on in the Middle East today, like how we always say, when will there be peace in Middle East? All my life there have been conflict and conflict throughout my life in the Middle East. If you want to know the truth, you have to go back to that time from 2016 to 2018. That's the ultimate betrayal, and that problem is still persists today. Sheriff Hussein was convinced to go do the British dirty works. In the end, he was screwed up, and then that's why Middle East is the way it is today. Some boundaries shouldn't be there, but they are there because of British and French. They just go through the map, draw map. They didn't check the ethnicity background. They didn't check the dynamics, tribal situations. They just draw maps, and then the problem is what is going on today. So that's a quick history for you guys. I didn't go, as I said earlier, didn't say everything, but if you want to know more, do more research and then add to your knowledge. All right, see you guys on the next one.